Want a new phone? Need to add a new line? It's the perfect time to switch to Sprint with Sprint's BOGO offer for a limited time only. Buy a Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. Don't miss the Sprint Says Thanks event on Saturday, October 22nd. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or 1-800-SPRINT1 today. Coverage and offer not available everywhere. Subject to $30 activation fee and 2 new lines with 24-month installment agreements and credit. Tax due at sale. First phone $27.09 a month. Second phone free after monthly credit. Early termination results in remaining balance due on both phones. Restrictions apply.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, and welcome to Conscious Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Linda Summers, and these shows are about relationships and all that that encompasses. And the guest experts on the show will be providing you with information as to how you can become more connected with yourself. And today's show is Optimal Health Through Fitness and Nutrition with Linda Kennedy. And before we bring Linda on board, I'd like to give you some background information about her. Linda Kennedy is a fitness and nutrition coach. She has been in the fitness industry for 23 years as a published author, personal fitness coach, accomplished fitness competitor, and public speaker. Her new book, Lean Power, Change Your Body, Transform Your Life, has been regarded as a valuable resource for nutrition and fitness and has received rave reviews. Linda has become widely regarded as the weight loss and lifestyle coach who specializes in strength and conditioning, post-rehabilitation, training, and functional movement. She takes a highly personalized approach to each and every client and celebrates their wins as if they were her own. Creating lasting change, whether it's losing weight or rehabilitating an injury, requires an honest connection and trust with your coach. Much of her success has been due to the fact that she invests a great deal of herself into building quality relationships with her clients. As a result, they have been more compliant and achieved great results. The impact of her life-changing approach extends beyond her clients losing pounds and inches. The Lean Power scientific approach has helped them eliminate the need for cholesterol and blood pressure medications, detect breast cancer and other diseases, and rebalance hormones. Through Submax VO2 cardiovascular assessments, a customized exercise and diet prescription, and consistent follow-up, her clients are able to make measurable and lasting changes in their weight, fitness level, lifestyle, and health. As a functional movement specialist and body worker, Linda has also taken countless clients from chronic physical pain some physical therapists couldn't resolve to living and training pain-free with full function. Her unique combination of corrective soft tissue release, stretching tight joints and muscles, and strengthening weak links has been the key to her success. And with that, I'd love to welcome Linda to the show. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I am doing great, thank you. You know, thanks for being on the show, and what I love is what you said about, invest a great deal of yourself into building quality relationships with her clients, because that's really what the show is all about. It's about connecting to build relationships, because we're always in relationship with something or someone, and that's where the magic happens, is in that connection, and you have that with yours. So I just think that's absolutely wonderful. With all the other things that you do is just amazing, which I can't wait to talk about, because cancer and all that, I'm like, wow, I didn't even know any of this, so this is awesome.
Yes, I really believe in that. It's been the cornerstone of my work, and I feel that good business is all about good relationships. It really is.
Yes, absolutely. And I kind of want to start really with a brief story of how you got into doing this type of work.
Yes, happy to share that. I started out very young as a ballet and tap dancer, and also was a track and field athlete. In college, I danced with the dance company and then went on to dance professionally in Boston and New York. And in 1993, after I'd been in New York for about 3 years, and I'd had a series of injuries, I just decided that the professional dance world wasn't really for me, and I went back to my athletic roots. And personal training seemed like the perfect career for me. I could use a lot of my dance training, my athletic background, and it was a perfect match for me. I got into personal training at a private club in Manhattan on the Upper East Side and built a clientele and got my certifications, of course, before I started that. Got into nutrition, and in 2002, came out to San Diego. I did my first fitness competition in 2004, and that's really where the Lean Power program was born. Going through the experience of changing my own physique, going through the nutritional changes and the training on an intense level gave me so much insight on how to help my clients do that on a more generalized level for them. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
Wow, I love it. Well, and you can tell because she has an amazing body. So, you guys, she's just her physique. And I think, when we're going to talk about really nutrition and how that all plays a role in that as well, because that's really important because, again, this is relationship with our body. There's that whole body, mind, and spirit. So, so I'd love it. And you've got 3 points that are the be, do, and have, and I love that. So let's talk about the first one. So you talk about be. It takes stock of your life, work, relationships, health. Are they all serving you in the way that you would like? What's your why? So let's talk about this whole thing of taking stock of your life and what that really looks like, and if there's any tips that you can give the listener as to what they can start doing in their own lives.
Absolutely. So the B component, take stock of your life. We can look at our life in several different areas: our work, our family, our relationships, and my focus is on health and fitness. And how are you handling each of those areas in your life? And what is your why for how you approach those areas of your life? And specifically focusing on your health, what's important to you? So I like to use a 1 to 10 scale. When I have a client that comes in to see me and they tell me they want to lose weight and they want to hire me, I ask them on a 1 to 10 scale, in terms of your motivation, where do you fall? 10 would be I'm extremely motivated to lose weight and I'll do whatever it takes. And 1 is I say I want to lose weight, but I'm not really serious about it, which is okay. And I tend to find that those who are an 8 to a 10 out of 10 do the most with the work that I do and how I can coach them. They're usually the most successful at setting a goal and achieving it. The 4 to 7s, it's fine if that's where they are. They know there are certain things they're just not going to be able to commit to. And so I coach those people quite a bit differently than the 8 to 10s. And then those who are below a 4, we say, well, maybe weight loss really isn't that important to you. Maybe just being healthy is important to you. And whatever are just a few things that you can do to be healthy. So, for example, someone in that category might just try to eat more vegetables in the course of their week, a couple of meals out of each day. Try to focus on even just fruits and vegetables. Someone in the 4 to 7 range, I deal with lifestyle change, so I'm helping people look at different actions and choices they make throughout their day to be in alignment with what they say is important to them. So, for example, someone in the 4 to 7 range, I might say, well, what if you were to increase your fruits and vegetables and perhaps your healthy fats and drink, at least a couple of liters of water a day? And then the 8 to 10s, we would set up a customized program for them where it's structured. They know exactly what time of day they're going to try to eat their meals, break them up into smaller meals, have a specific exercise routine that we know is going to be geared towards fat burning rather than just kind of a maintenance. A lot of us, right, we go to the gym and we get on the treadmill or the bike or the elliptical trainer and, we're doing something so we feel good. But, are we working towards a goal? And if the goal is just maintenance, that's fine. But most of my clients have come to me saying, I feel like I'm working hard, but my body's not changing. And so that's where we really look at that and say, well, let's see how serious you are, and if so, we're going to make some changes.
I love that. And I love a lot what you said because when you talked about the 1s, I was wondering, I wonder what that is. And what I heard you really saying, it's really defining for them what does health mean to you. And so what does that look like, right? And that's really huge and important, because if we can know that maybe the weight loss is not important, but, I just want to feel better. So if you know that, then you can guide them in a direction. So I love how you really are able to help different people, because we know not everybody's body is the same, so everybody's going to do differently, and we know that the nutrition, some people are allergic to certain things. So I love how you have that different aspect of each of that, and really finding out and asking them, because that's key, instead of going, okay, let's go to the gym and, put you on this plan because this has worked for me, and you're really going deeper with these people, your clients.
You said it right there, exactly, and that's what tends to separate me from other fitness professionals doing weight loss. Is I'm very, very customized based on what's really going on deeper within someone, and helping them discover what's really important, what's down deep, if there's actually what might be getting in the way, more importantly. We do a lot of problem solving, because I hear things like, well, health is important to me, but I don't have much time to exercise or take care of myself, or I travel a lot. For me, that's an open door to say, okay, let's really break it down, because you probably relate to this. Perception is not always reality. And so we might look at this thing of weight loss, oh my gosh, it's this gigantic goal. But really we break it down into these smaller pieces that are very manageable. And people get really excited when they say, well, really it's not as overwhelming as I thought. Wow, there are things I can do each day to be, and this is the be, be who I want to be, and feel the way I want to feel in my life. So there's a lot of psychology that goes into my work and my program.
Yeah, and I was going to say, because what I heard as well to ask you a question on is about emotional eating. So I know a few people who do eat based upon their emotions, right? So if they're really sad, they're going to tend to eat. So could you talk about lifestyle coaching? So is that part of the plan too, is really kind of finding out where they're at in their own life? Because that really does tie in with work and relationships, because, that can be a stress, and they're eating because they're stressed, or whatever's happening in their relationship, things like that. So do you also help people with that as well? That's all encompassing.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I definitely do. And in the assessment component of the work I do, there's 3 components. There's assessment, there's nutrition, and then there's training. And a new client that comes into me receives 4 informational questionnaires. The first one is their health history background. The second one is their readiness to change, which we just talked about. The next one is lifestyle and nutrition analysis, and the 4th is their health and fitness goals. And in the readiness to change, I ask them, what are the issues getting in the way? And I break it down into 3 parts of making change. So I call them the 3 A's of change: awareness, acceptance, and action. So awareness is, okay, what are my issues? And I break those down further into food issues and exercise adherence. And the food issues can be anything from something more superficial, like lack of focus or knowledge, eating as a source of entertainment, to something more serious, like food is a source of comfort to combat stress or anxiety or depression, or food is an addiction. So depending on where they fall in that continuum, we work with that. If, for example, someone really has a food addiction and they just can't stop themselves from using food in that way, then I quite often will refer them out to a mental health professional or a psychotherapist to help them get to those emotional roots behind it. Because I can give all the, coaching I want, but sometimes those things are greater than us. However, if there's someone, a little bit further back on the scale, not quite as serious, I help them find alternatives to food to deal with their stress. So, healthy things like using exercise or meditation, yoga, having someone they can call when they're stressed, using a journal even just a journal to say, you know, as soon as I feel something and I want to reach for some food, let me write down what's going on inside. And I've done that exercise myself.
Mm-hmm.
I remember sitting on my couch having it was a craving for ice cream, I believe it was. And I decided to take my own advice. And I got out my journal and I started writing. And I realized I was just really feeling lonely. And, I actually shed a couple tears. I was surprised. And what's so interesting, Linda, when I was finished writing, I didn't want that ice cream anymore. I didn't want it, luckily. You know, not everyone can have that experience, but it was amazing. Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. I have to use that one for myself because I'm a sweet. I love my sweets. I've had it, all my life. So I'm going to start doing that when I feel like I want a sweet, and kind of really ask myself, what do I really? So I love that.
Yes, what's it really
What's
about?
Your thoughts about it? Huh?
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, what is this really about?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Because I keep my journal next to my chair, so I'm going to have to actually really, start looking at that myself. Because I haven't really ever done that. And it's not like I eat a lot of the sweets. I might have a cookie or something like that. But it's just the fact of that, So I think it's just out of habit that I just have done it. But that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Great tip. So what's your thoughts on the 80-20%? Because I hear it's 80% nutrition, 20% working out.
I think it's probably more like a 70-30, but yes, because there are people that will do the greatest nutrition, but their training is not right. And they won't get as good a result as if their training is right on the money for their goal.
Mm.
So I see that, like I was talking about earlier. They'll come in and they'll go through the motions, but, we have a lot of science available to us that I utilize to help people, maximize how their body is burning fat. So I also use the 80. I was going to say I also use the 80-20 rule as a kind of a coaching tool for 80% of the time, eat healthy and clean, and 20% of the time, enjoy yourself, so that you can kind of have some parameters around your lifestyle choices. So that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I feel like the category I fall in. I love that. And I love the other one about the 70-30 because I think that's really true, for sure. Because you talk about the do, what do you need to do to achieve the things you say are important to you? You have the FFA, the attitude, focus, consistent action, staying positive. We sort of tapped on a little bit about that, but I guess it goes back to finding out really what's important to that person. And why would you say this is really an important aspect for people to do?
Okay, so the B is okay, what's your why and what are your ideas on, where you'd like to be? The do is just like, what do they say, goals are dreams that are written down. So there needs to be concrete action. So I was talking earlier about the awareness, the 3 A's of change, the awareness, the acceptance, and the action. So, for example, say you have the awareness that, okay, I do tend to turn to food when I'm stressed or feeling emotional. The next thing you need to do, instead of just saying, well, I'm just going to change it, I'm just going to, do something to try to make that not be the case. That's not as productive as having acceptance for yourself and saying, it's really okay. I love myself anyway. It sounds a little corny, but I accept the fact that this is who I am. But that said, I'm going to take some actions now to make this change, to reach the goal that I say that I want to achieve that's important to me. And so one of the coaching tools that I use are called action plans. So with the attitude, focus, and consistent action, the AFA, your attitude is absolutely 100% important. Having that positive attitude, believing in yourself, and I help with that. I help people feel like they can achieve their goals. The focus is what's going to allow you to continue taking those consistent actions. And so my action plans consist of, they're just a little piece of paper where people fill out the date they're going to take these actions for the next week. We do it in small bites. No pun intended. So for 1 week, let's focus in on number one. What have you done right up to this point? What are you proud of? So we start with what they feel really good about. Because, Linda, making change is not easy, right? You have to get out of your comfort zone. So I feel great that I got to the gym 5 times last week. Good for you. That's really good. Showing up is half the battle. And then I have them focus on 3 areas. What specific actions are you going to take with your food this week? Not, I'm going to eat more protein. How do we measure more? We can't. I'm going to make sure I'm getting my 90 grams of protein per day. I'm going to make sure I'm getting vegetables at every meal, at my dinners and my lunches, for example. For their training, instead of I'm going to, do cardio. I get this all the time. Well, what does that mean? How do we break it down? Well, I'm going to do 30 minutes of high-intensity interval training on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, for example. Then the week goes by, I did it this day, oh, I missed that day. Okay, maybe we'll work on it the next week. And then the third category is I call other, and that can be something more for the soul, because I really believe on feeding the soul as well as feeding the body. We need to do things that nurture ourselves and make us feel good, because, again, going through these processes, this change process, is difficult. It can be. It's, it's hard work, but it's rewarding work. But at the same time, for example, getting a massage or, getting my nails done or taking time out. This is a big one for all of us busy men and women. Taking 20 minutes a day to just stop and get quiet and just focus on my breathing. These are things that are going to help down the road for people to achieve what they want to achieve. So that's an example of the awareness and the action.
I love that, because then that dives right into the have, because my next question, because you talk about the summarization of all your efforts, because if we really look at this, and that really is the taking and tying it all together, what we're doing is we're going to have a healthy body, which is a healthy mind, you know what I mean? So it really does all tie in, where when I talk about your introduction, that eliminating disease and, I didn't realize, I knew blood pressure, but I didn't realize how you can detect breast cancer, which I thought was very interesting, and rebalancing the hormones through all of this. So let's talk about that, the have, what that really the results of why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly. So, you want to have vitality. You want to have more energy. You want to have longevity. You want to have freedom from disease. You want to look and feel your best, right? Those are all the rewards of doing those little things each day, sometimes bigger things, or each week. It's really about self-care. I've gone through my own journey and transformation, physically, emotionally, mentally, in my own life, which has a lot of that has gone into this work I'm doing. And, I just know that I want to live the best life I can. I want to be happy, and I'll do whatever it takes to be that way. And so I'm willing to put in the time and the effort, even if it's challenging. I have a lot of people like moms who are taking care of their kids and their husbands. But, we carve out the time. And they don't have to do it alone. Everyone needs support. I really help them focus on having that social support. Do you have friends or your family members that you can check in on with, about your goal and have them help you and support you, and not keep bringing home potato chips and junk food? I've had that happen a lot, with the husband or the kids, whatever, or keep it over in this cupboard. And I do want to speak about detecting breast cancer, because it's a really special story. There's a former client of mine who was in my Lean Power small group training at the Bay Club Carmel Valley, where I'm currently working, in addition to my solo work. And she went through, she had a goal of losing 15 pounds. she did great. And it took her about, I'd say, 4 to 5 months. She was in her late 40s, early 50s at the time. She went to have her regular exam, it's her OBGYN and then her mammogram, and they detected a lump in her breast. And the technician said, and her doctor confirmed, if you had not lost that weight, we would not have found this tumor because it was so small, and the way they read the report, they said this was really, really key. And so we just have a really special relationship, this gal and I, and it just made me feel so good that I could help with something that serious.
Yeah,
so you just never know. You never know.
And I've also heard, too, that nutrition plays a huge key in cancer as well, because cancer cannot live in a acidic or alkalized. I can't remember. I'm sure you probably know, but I know that nutrition can play a very huge key role in that, to avoid that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It does, yes. Acidic or alkaline, I don't have any, background on that in particular, but, excuse me, taking in unhealthy artificial sweeteners and trans fats and even certain refined carbohydrates that are devoid of nutrition and end up being fast sugar, fast glucose, right? They metabolize extremely quickly, and over time this can lead to heart disease, it can lead to diabetes, it can lead to certain cancers. So what we put in our bodies, making sure you're taking in antioxidants and keeping your body clean with lots of fresh water. And actually I just wrote 2 blogs, and I'm going to write the 3rd one this month. And it's on environmental toxins. And I've gone through, I just turned 50 in August, and I'll tell you, Linda, for the first time, I was nervous when I got my mammogram because I had just been hearing in this healthy part of California, Southern California, where everyone's super healthy, so many women being diagnosed who had no family history, they exercise, they eat well, they have their stress low, and I'm like, something is going on. And so I have gone through my cupboards. I've gotten rid of any plastics. I mean, I never put plastic in the microwave, but now I'm even storing my food in small glass Tupperware containers. I don't drink my protein shake out of a tumbler bottle anymore. It wasn't BPA free, and I just said, I don't even want the plastic. So I have glass protein shake tumblers. I'm going through and getting rid of all of my Teflon. No more Teflon. I'm getting, my collection from Williams-Sonoma, stainless steel, and making sure that's clean. Going through all my products, my personal products, creams, lotions, sprays. We don't realize how much our body is taking in until we really start to look at it. So that's something that people want to learn more about. They can go to my website, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but really feel strongly about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, because I know you have a special for the listeners, so do you want to let them know what that is?
Absolutely. So I'm offering a 30-minute nutrition consultation for training as well, but most people seem to need the help with nutrition for the first 3 people who respond. So it's a free 30-minute nutrition consultation to the first 3 people who respond. And you can contact me by going to my website, which is www.leanpowercoaching.com, or contacting me through email at linda@leanpowercoaching.com.
And your book,
so there it is.
You can get your book from the website as well. They can order it through there. Can they order it through Amazon?
Yes, if you go to my website, leanpowercoaching.com, you can buy the book right off of the website, and $17, and it's actually a workbook. It takes you through the assessments. You can write in it. There's places to fill in your information as you go through the nutrition and the behavior changes. It actually gives you prompts to check off when you've achieved a certain action. For example, getting to bed earlier, right? Sleep is essential for helping the body recover and burning fat, right? Helps to reduce stress and allow the body to function optimally. So I give the reader places to check off. You know, tonight I went to bed at 10, keep track. Last night I went to bed at 9:30. Tomorrow, you know, whatever, and go through. And then the third component, I actually give very comprehensive training programs in there for cardiovascular, for weight training, for foam rolling, for stretching. So it's pretty complete.
I love that. Stretching is so important too. We didn't get a chance to talk about that, but that's really important. So definitely. Well, Linda, thank you so much for being on the show today. Just a wealth of information and just the importance of we mentioned in the description, we all are blessed with the power of choice. We're always making a choice all the time. So this is a choice we want to make to a healthy lifestyle, because I always tell everybody the number one asset that you cannot do without is your health, period. You know?
Indeed.
You just can't.
Indeed.
You don't have your health, you go to work, you can't have, relationships. So it is, to me, the number one asset that no one can live without. So thank you again so much. We really, really appreciate having you on the show. And we will have all your information as well in the video for all the listeners that are listening. So we'll have all that.
Thank you, Linda. I really appreciate you inviting me on. It's been wonderful.
You're so welcome. We want to
Thank
thank all the listeners out there who joined us today and the ones who will be joining us via YouTube. We thank you so much. Please don't forget to follow, subscribe, comment, and like us. And you can join me next week, October 27th, for the next show, Visibility for Your Online Biz After 50 with Allie Jean. So, Linda, thank you again. It was just amazing. There's just so much that I didn't know, and and so it's really good for me to kind of take a look and listen to the show back, just to kind of get a lot of gems from that. And
great.
For the first
That's great.
Awesome. So thank you again so much, and we'll see everybody next week.
Sounds great.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.